I think, like any big city, it's become very, very difficult for small independent shops to survive. There wasn't much else I could do really. It was a way of living to some extent outside the usual parameters of society. Nobody else could tell you what to do. And I was to some extent inspired by Thoreau, that's why I called it Walden, because his idea was to work as little as possible and live as much as possible, but it's not always so easy. You know, he said that he wanted to confront reality, and I think to some extent it gives you enough time and freedom to be able to do that. Books represent, at their best, the concentration of somebody's thoughts, and it's good for people to see that in between covers. I think it's quite important, rather than on a screen, that they actually exist as physical objects. They represent a sort of quiet space where people can come and not necessarily feel any need to buy anything, although it's nice if they do. You can make them a cup of tea or coffee and talk about interesting things. And most people who are interested in books are interesting people. They're looking for things, particularly young people or people who are discontent. I was quite shy and lonely as a young boy, and books were a sort of companion to me. I wasn't particularly academic, but I always liked reading a lot, and I suppose it was to some extent a refuge from rather difficult adolescence. Good children's books, I think, can really help you if you're having difficulties in life. People seem to find it extraordinary that a place like this can still exist. The main imperative was to earn a living, really, in a way that didn't damage myself or other people or the world, really. And it's very hard to make a living as a bookseller. I wouldn't like to start now. I started in the 70s, where there was still a feeling that books were subversive, or they could be, to society, and revolutionary in a way. And I think that has moved away now onto the internet, or films and music is more where people who want to rebel against society might head. But there's still, as I said, a lot of interest in books, and the fact that books can change people.